Hi, I'm Glen and welcome to the show. This week we're fishing with Barkley Manderson from Yellowhead Guides in Kitimat. He's promised us something a bit different this week. We're going to jig fish with flies, Gary.
Yeah, oh, that's going to be very interesting, but, you know, get ready because we're going to probably lose a lot more than we're going to catch.
That's
so,
for sure.
hey, man, stay tuned because we're going to have a good adventure.
No kidding.
Scott Brothers Fishing Adventures is sponsored in part by Abu Garcia for life. Berkeley, catch more fish. Fenwick, feel the action. Gibbs, quality Canadian tackle since 1908. Shimano, technology you can feel. Storm Lures, take the big ones by storm. Home Hardware, we're making smiles. Osprey, waders and float tubes. Sage, the world's premium fly rod. Scientific Anglers, focused on function. Normark, the tradition continues. Sports Max, the fastest house on the ice. Blue Fox, fish smart. Rapella, the original Finnish minnow. Need Enterprises, your recreation specialists. Gamakatsu, the world's finest hooks.
In this episode of Scott Brothers Fishing Adventures, Gary and I have the pleasure to fish with Barkley Manderson of Yellowhead Guides. We're about to embark on some totally new fishing. One of the most versatile ways to fish, we're going to jig. This man spends a lot of time on this river guiding, and when something new happens, he's usually one of the first to know. He navigates a lot of tough days down the river, setting up clients exactly where the fish are. So on this trip, we invited Barkley to fish alongside us and turn a usual guided day into a fun fish for all. I tell you folks, we rounded a couple of corners and he put us right into fish on the first set. Nice hookup, Gary.
Oh, excellent. You see it when it took it.
Just rolled over, eh?
Oh,
Bang. It's unreal, eh?
That's what I love about these goals.
Well, you know, Barkley said that the jigs were so colorful and the little bit of watercolor now has changed, and they're really quite bright in the water, eh?
Oh, yeah, they're quite awesome.
And this is new for us, eh? We're jigging. This is a little bit different.
Hey, it's going to be awesome.
Hey, Barkley, got the boat, bud.
Oh, yeah, nice fish, buddy.
Well, we'll get Barkley over here to tail this fish for us so we can have a little look at him. A little bit of color to this one, Gary.
Oh, but it looks pretty good. I mean, he's still got lots of spunk, but look at him. Oh, yeah.
You know, what's funny, too, because, you know, especially when you work with guides, he said that when we come around the corner, we're probably going to nail a fish, and he did.
Oh, yeah, first cast.
Awesome, awesome. Well, it's going to be a little bit of time yet here, Gary.
Yeah, you've got a lot of yet to go.
Well, the little Calcutta 250 on that HMX has got a nice feel, eh?
Oh, hey, I love
Light
these rods.
tackle, it's awesome.
Can't beat it. Well, hey.
Well, you were sure right about those jigs, Barkley. They really worked.
Oh, they've proven themselves time and time again.
And again, Gary's got one on the blue, and I just have not got lucky on that blue yet. But the darker color, eh, transmits a lot through the water, especially on a cloudy day, eh?
Yeah.
That's a nice fish, Gary. That's a nice buck. Just going to walk him back in a bit more. He's still got some time yet. Come right back in here. Okay. We'll let Gary get him in close to the shore here, so just to relax. Look at that big nose on that baby, eh? That's a nice sized fish too. A little bit of color to him, but decent. Come my side, Barkley.
There you go.
There he is. Just lean him over on the side there.
Okay.
There he is. That's right.
see, nice looking fish, nice color. Not quite. Okay, well there's a real nice northern coho, and look at the snout.
Oh,
Big characteristics. Nice fish, Barkley. Very impressive.
Start day off. Congratulations.
Yeah, okay, let her go. Look at that, eh? Into the current. Wow. Super. Hey, right on, buddy. Cool.
Good job, guys.
Okay. Well, hey, the first hole produced.
And what would you say about the color, boys?
Blue. I just have not been lucky in this river yet with blue, but again, Gary proves that blue on this river is for sure what's working. Little jigs, little lead head jig, and we're going to talk about these later on. Let's get another one.
Let's go.
Oh, man. Right on, buddy. Right on. You know, we're really finding them awfully quick, eh? But you hook them up, it's hard to keep the jig in the mouth here, Gary.
I don't know how many, what, 1 out of 10 we're keeping on?
Yep. Wow. Hey, Bud, look at that, buddy. Okay, you got her? Hoist them up. Oh, man, I'll pull a hook. Wrap it around the nose, around the pectoral fin.
The coho are just famous for
They roll and they twist, and oh yeah, she's coming out nicely. And look at that hook, just nice and easy. Look at that hook just fall out of there. Boy, he's into the heavy cartilage in the mouth there. There it is. Just a little jig. Barkley's tied, lead head jig. Man, he's beautiful. Let's just keep him in there a little bit.
That's a
Silverfish.
Yep.
Hey, that's an unbelievable northern, buddy.
Hey, good fish, are they?
Yellowhead Guides, folks. This is the guys that bring into some of these excellent fishing opportunities. And this week, we're fishing with jigs, buddy.
Hey.
And that's something you would never have guessed, eh?
Not like this, not at all. But besides, well, we got to learn the technique because we're having a little tough time keeping the fish on.
Whoa, and I left a tough time hanging on to him.
I was going to let him go
Excellent
anyway.
fish. Hey, buddy, excellent fish. We worked hard for that one.
That was good. That was good.
Right on. Well, I guess we'll have a quick break. And when we get back, we're going to show you a little bit about these jigs and the colors and what Barkley's got in mind for coming up in the river here. Right on.
Good time.
Hey, welcome back to the show. This week, Gary and I have got the great pleasure to fish with Barkley Manderson from Yellowhead Guides. Barkley, this week we're doing something a little bit different.
Oh, we're going to try these jig heads, which have been very successful for me this year. And of course, depending on the different water that you're fishing, whether you're going to add 1 or 2 split shots, or if any, if you think if you need it.
Right.
And then, as you can see here, we got a whole different color scheme. The pinks, the blues, the chartreuse, the blues and the reds are really effective, especially today.
We sure lost a lot of blue ones, huh?
Oh yeah, those little hangers out there.
Barkley was saying that we're going to probably lose more fish today than catch, and no doubt we've lost a lot of fish.
Done it.
And it hasn't been that bad for snags, but we find that the jigs, you know, you hook up a lot of times and the jig is coming out pretty easy because of the weight of the jig, I think, eh?
Yeah, so it's flipping around, and then the coho, like they're famous for spinning around
And rolling.
You
Sure.
give them a little bit of slack, get any tension on there, and it just pops that hook right out of the mouth.
And these of course are barbless. And what do you do, Bark? You just basically buy a standard jig, the ball head jig, and you tie the fly assembly to it?
Yeah, you can get them in any different sizes and different shapes of the heads. I do prefer the colored heads to match with the marabou that you're using, of course. And just a little bit of marabou goes a long way, and it's quite simple to tie, really, at home. So
It looks a lot different in the water than it does here.
Yeah, it's all panned down.
And Gary's got a fish on.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
let's get back out there, Barkley. Okay. Well, the only thing that we're doing a little bit different is Gary and I are still using our level line reels, our Calcutta 250s from Shimano, and we're using the HMX Fenwick rods. Barkley was actually using a shorter starter, about a 6-foot rod with a spin casting setup, and that's a little bit more accurate, and you can detect bouncing a little bit better than this. But hey, we're having some success here. Oh, crazy. I can't believe it. That's a nice fish too, buddy. Oh, it's like a steelhead almost, isn't it? Okay, give him some time, nice and easy. Nice and easy. He's not done yet, I don't think. Wait for him now, yeah. Wait for him. Feisty. Okay, let's just stay here. Let's gonna wait till he calms down. See, that's just like a nice rainbow trout, right? Nice looking fish. I think good shape still, eh? Like we did mention, we're fishing late fall. So a lot of the northerns are in, and a lot of the cohort have actually changed color, but these ones come to shape. Oh, nice fish.
Yeah, nice one.
And blue again, bud.
Yeah, oh,
There it
okay.
is.
Coho blue.
Look at that, eh? Nice fish.
All right, yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Not so bad at all.
A
Okay.
little breath there.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we're here on the river with Barkley Manderson here today. We're just drifting down river, and Barkley's kind of putting us on some runs here. We're finding some deep holes. And it's funny, the cohort are sitting in places where you would think they would be, eh?
Yeah, it's a little different. They're not quite really fast water, but they're sitting in a little more slack water.
It's
Hey,
really slack.
Yeah, but it's interesting. But this jig technique is really different. You have to pick up on it. It's a bit different, but man, when you get a fish on,
Oh, exciting. And you know, we're finding that in the slower water, the bite is very, very subtle.
yeah,
In the faster water, they're just pounding it.
Yeah.
And it's funny, eh?
Yep.
Some fish are really chrome, some are a little bit dark, but regardless, lots of action, eh?
yeah, and I think that's probably a lot to do with the grab too. The ones in a little later spawn don't seem to be as more aggressive.
Right?
And I think that's what we'll find with the real chrome fish. They're gonna hit it, and when they hit it, what a ride!
No kidding. Well, buddy, I gotta say that your jig fishing technique has really paid off for us today. We're starting to bang into a few fish, and we've lost an incredible amount of fish, eh, Gary?
Well, we picked it up close off. You gotta be right on the ball, and you're jigging it up and you're dropping it down, and you're already in the process of dropping it down, and you.
And this little rig you've got here is a little bit more accurate to feel the jigging action. Whoa! Than what we have here. But I mention again, folks, like I've always said, it's imperative that when you get out on some of these trips, you've got to hook up with the guides, you know what to use, know where to go, and that makes your trip way more efficient and a heck of a lot more fun. You don't want to coho, eh? They get to them rocks. Oh, look at that. That is a classic doe chromer. Look at her. Oh, way to go, Glen. Boy, they are sure a subtle hit, eh?
Really nibble.
Fish.
That's a nice big bird.
When they're on, boy, they're on. Nothing wrong with that baby at all. Eh?
That's a beauty.
You got a real good face watch. He clobbered it.
Oh,
nice fish.
come on, dude! Look at that!
Wow. Just hope we can have a look at him.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a nice silver fish.
Nice fish.
Yeah, it's kind of deep.
Oh, man, is that ever a nice fish? Chrome as it can get, eh?
Yeah.
Well, you know, we come into this hole, we start to see some rolling, eh? And, you know, they're not even 20 feet out on the seam there, like Barkley was saying. And, man, what a nice fish.
Maybe better to be back up a bit to get him up.
Yeah, oh,
Nice northern.
oh.
Nice northern.
Well, I want to get a picture of this fish, so we better have that camera ready. That is the only hope I can keep him in long. Control it long. Isn't that silver, eh? Ooh.
Okay.
Just hang on now, he's not ready yet. Oh, look at that.
Look at the sea lice on his back.
Brand new, straight out of the ocean. Not very long, there's some fresh sea lice on there. And as you know, after a very short time, the sea lice start to die, so that's proof this fish is straight out of the ocean. And we're a long way from the ocean, buddy.
Oh yes, 2 miles anyway.
There's a good picture of that one. Whew. Right on.
Okay.
Wow.
Good job.
Oh! Way on, buddy. Wow. Look at that.
Well, fresh fish, fresh run of fish right out of the ocean today. Look at that. Oh, it's wrapped up in the line.
Woo! Excellent, right? Wow.
Man, they're strong when they come out of the ocean like that, eh?
Awesome, buddy. And chrome, eh? Well, hey, the day's progressed. We started at about 7 o'clock, and now it's like almost 3:30. We've seen a lot of fish. We've hit a lot of fish, but now we're into a fresh run. We're getting into the lower part of the river, and things are changing, Barkley. Whoa!
Still in those dark-colored jigs?
Oh, and we're still using, hey, we ran out of the blue, eh?
They run out of
Oh,
the blue.
and we've been fortunate to stay with the black and not lose any black, so we're keeping fish on. And why change a good thing, eh?
That's right.
like we've talked about, the darker colored jigs are transmitting very nicely through the water because the water is a little bit murky. Just enough color to keep the fish from spooking, eh?
The black and those blue colors and even the red.
Oh, look at that. Okay, buddy, I'm coming around for you here. I'm going to get behind you. Oh, nice. Barkley, buddy, do you want to get that? Oh, no. There my jig too. Took your jig too. Oh, hey, buddy, good hookup.
Got really sharp.
Awesome hookup.
Unreal.
Unreal. Well, yeah, the bucks have got that funny nose. They're the old snuffleupagus.
Yeah, really
They
sharp
just cut
teeth.
that line and even the Berkeley best.
Yeah, but they're still great fun. We got lots of jigs.
Thank God the old man's had a bunch up. Okay, listen, we'll be right back after this. Well, you know, it is coho time, and of course that means it's late season. And one thing about late season means the bears are all getting ready to eat. They're getting hungry, they're getting ready for hibernation. There's a lot of salmon in the river, so of course that brings a lot of bears very close to where we're fishing. So obviously, when you're in this kind of a situation, you want to have something that'll protect you from the bears and kind of keep your distance. Gary has something here that we call a bear banger. Gary, give us an explanation there.
Well, the bear banger is a handheld flare-like unit which will shoot off either the bear banger or the flare. Flare is good to have if you're in trouble. It will also go up so far and it'll be a red light or yellow.
Right.
But the bear banger with the two parts here that I've got the empty chamber here. With it being empty here, we have to pull this down to turn this. That's why I like to have it nothing in this chamber so it doesn't accidentally go off.
A very good safety feature, Gary. So let's blast one of these off so the viewers can experience what it's going to sound like so that when they get their own, they're going to know what to expect.
Sure.
All right, let's set it up. Okay, Gary, let her rip. Wow, what a bang.
Yeah, man, it's loud, eh?
Well, hey, obviously that's what you're gonna use to scare some of these bears away. And when you're thinking about some of these rivers and you know there's bears present, this is the thing you should pack to keep yourself safe. Yep. Oh, wait, double header. Oh, this is hot. Wow, oh, it went way out there. Unreal. Give Barkley hands, Gary. Holy smokes. What hold on. Eh? Double header, eh?
Double header.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, smokes. Boy, you gotta like that, eh? Woo. Good got him, eh? Oh, yeah. Unreal. Oh, this one's big. Another big dog. Oh, look at that. He's gone. Oh, look at that, eh?
He picked me up about 2 feet off the shore. Coho are famous for following into the shore.
They sure are.
Just like 2-3 feet off the shore, and he smacked this one just after Glen smacked that big hog.
Boy, that
got away.
was wild, eh?
Well,
Okay,
we put
buddy.
this one back
Turn
in the
it back,
water.
Yep. Oh, picture? Picture? Okay, yeah, real quickly.
Yeah, well, yeah, just needs to rest anyway.
Yeah. Wow, awesome. I can't believe that. Hey, we talked about a double header, buddy, all day, eh?
Yeah, we did her here.
Yeah. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Home as can be in the sun. Right on. Okay, buddy, turn it back.
Turn it loose.
Whoa, man. Unbelievable. Wow.
What a fish.
That's what a day. Hey, I gotta tell you folks, Yellowhead Guides, Barkley Manderson here on the Kitimat, this is the man to hook up with because this guy, as you can see,
I'm falling water.
he's gonna hook you up with some fantastic fish. What do you think, Gary? Sure is. Unreal. Fishing with Yellowhead Guides is a full day's adventure. Packed lunches, a ton of scenery, and great fishing locations. All equipment is supplied, but be prepared for fun.
I lost him. Fish on, fish on. Down. No, come off again. Fish on. Oh, down. You see that?
You hit that, and it just...
You got one. Same thing.
Yeah, they let you know when they're ready.
Oh, broke the line.
Dirty buck.
No. Let's go out. Not silver.
Holy Jesus. Oh,
Yeah.
As long as you release it,
No more jigs. Okay, Glen, we'll take your hole, buddy. Just go hook up.
go ahead. I'll go back to where you were.
Scott Brothers Fishing Adventures is sponsored in part by Abu Garcia for life. Berkeley, catch more fish. Fenwick, feel the action. Gibbs, quality Canadian tackle since 1908. Shimano, technology you can feel. Storm Lures, take the big ones by storm. Home Hardware, we're making smiles. Osprey, waders and float tubes. Sage, the world's premium fly rod. Scientific Anglers, focused on function. Normark, the tradition continues. Sports Max, the fastest house on the ice. Blue Fox, fish smart. Rapella, the original Finnish minnow. Need Enterprises, your recreation specialists. Gamakatsu, the world's finest hooks.
Well, Barkley, what do you think of that day?
That was, it started off really productive, and it just kept on being productive. It was one of those days.
Man, that was some of the big smackingest coal I ever seen. That was awesome. What do you think, there?
perfect. I mean, look at the fish. It's a different technique. So where did you get that technique anyways?
Well, you know, it doesn't matter how much you fish and how long you fish, you can always learn more. And I was coming down the river one day, and I happened to see another local guide, and they were doing the same, and they're having really good success. I asked him about it. He showed me, and I've just returned the favor by showing you guys and all my lucky clients that come out.
It sure is nice to get into some new techniques, because that's the way the world is going. You've got to adapt to the new things. Listen, for any information on how to get a hold of this gentleman with Yellowhead Guides, Barkley?
Yep, just give me a call. It's Barkley Manderson, 250-632-3069. I look forward to hearing from you.
Yes, sir. Yellowhead Guides, unbelievable trip. Thank you very much.
I enjoyed the day.
You're gonna see us again, Gary.
Oh, absolutely fabulous. Nice technique. I like learning it myself, and obviously we're gonna maybe next time we'll change up the system we're using, and we should have a fabulous day.
You never know. Listen, fishermen, this is your playground. Let's respect it and keep it clean. We'll see you next week for more Scott Brothers Fishing Adventures.
Beats the heck out of working, you bet.
You keep saying that.